Oh, okay, okay. No, shoot. Okay. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Like to welcome everybody and call this meeting to order for the Santa Rita Union School District Board meeting. Please start off with the roll call.
Ms. Cindy Lopez. Present. Mr. Neil Patel.
Present.
Present.
Sarah Turner.
Present.
And Mr. Jacob Sandoval.
Present.
All members are present.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have anybody administering the oath of office today? We don't have anybody.
We don't have anybody from the outside, so we'll just do it here. So we're going to go on to.
Approval of the board agenda.
Mhm.
Can I get a motion to approve the board agenda?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion 5-0.
Yeah, I'm going to turn this over to our secretary of the board.
Okay, and so our first office for our annual organizational meeting, I'm looking for nominations for the office for president of the board.
To clarify, I think I've done it for 2 years already, right? So we need to have somebody different. I can't remember if it's been 1 or 2.
It's 3 years.
3 years.
We
Okay.
can do 3.
I wasn't too sure.
I would like to motion to nominate Jacob, if you do finish it up for a third.
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have any other nominations for president of the board? Okay, so we have a motion for Jacob Sandoval and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 5-0. I'm going to turn that back over to the president.
Okay, thank you everybody for your trust for 1 more year. Do we have any nominations for vice president / clerk?
I nominate Cindy Lopez.
I second that. Do we have any other nominations? Sorry, I know. Do we have any other nominations? Okay, do you accept, Cindy?
I accept.
Okay. All those in favor? Oh, I should go ahead.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion 5-0.
Okay, congratulations, Cindy.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so appoint superintendent as secretary to the Board of Education. As board policy ratification of the office secretary of the board.
You're just doing
okay.
motion and second.
Okay, I move that the ratification of Melissa Alderman, superintendent as per policy, as secretary to the board.
Oh, it says,
I'm sorry.
it says we don't need a second.
Oh, we don't need a second. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0.
Okay. Next is setting the time and the date of the regular meetings. Can I get a motion
Second.
to have we do second Wednesdays of the second and
Fourth.
fourth?
Yes, so I'll just do a little bit of
Sure.
background. So we're just suggesting to keep our regular scheduled meetings for most common second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And in months where there are particular holidays that may conflict, we may move to only having one board meeting in particular months.
Okay, so there was a motion by.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah,
in a
sorry.
second. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 5-0, thank you.
Okay, next we're going to move on to board representation assignments.
Okay, thank you. So just to remind everyone, we have some of our board representation for outside as well as district committees and different associations. So we have the Monterey County School Boards Association, the Community Human Services JPA Board, District Facilities Committee, District Board Policy Committee, District Curriculum Council, District Safety Committee, and District Benefits Committee in years when one is convened. So usually what we do for the different associations or committees is we are looking for one main representative, and then if we have a second trustee who's willing to be a second then we're allowed to have up to 2 trustees. So, do we have anyone who would like to serve on the Monterey County School Boards Association?
Sarah, I believe you were on there. Do you still want to, or would you want someone of us to step in?
I'd prefer someone else to step in. It is usually only 2 meetings a year. There's usually a fall meeting and then a spring meeting, and they do occur over Zoom, and then attending the the honoree dinner, which we've had a tendency to have conflicts for that, but I have done it, and it's a great way to meet other board members, but I'd prefer for somebody else to take it over.
Go ahead and step in that role.
And that can be your backup.
Right, so Cindy will be the main representative with Jacob as the backup, and then Community Human Services JPA Board. Jacob, I believe you did that too.
Yeah, I haven't made as many meetings because they usually do in person. You can request Zoom, but if they don't meet quorum, they typically want somebody in person. I know a couple of you guys are teachers in work, so the challenge is the meetings are always during the day. That's always the challenge, the big challenge, huh? Okay. Okay, I can do that maybe. I may know I don't mind doing it again if I need to, because I know you guys are your schedules. It would be really, really difficult. Okay,
Thanks.
sounds
Sonia.
good.
Okay. And then for our district facilities committee, we actually, this is one that oftentimes both of our representatives attend, which is always nice. It helps give an outside eye on what the school site's needs are, as well as being able to bring back the conversations and decisions to the other trustees.
I know myself, I served on it for I think 2 years. Anybody want to give it a shot on that one? If not, all.
I'd like to continue
Okay.
if that's okay with
So,
everybody.
Sarah, and then does anybody want to that one? If not, I'll do it again. Elva, Neil, or Cindy? No benefits? Okay.
What time are the
Uh,
meetings usually?
Thursdays at 4.
Usually Thursdays at 4 o'clock. And we tend to have about 7 of them a year. Again, it's like a board meeting month where if there's like a holiday or they're really close, we may cancel one.
But if it's challenging because of your job, I can step in. Yeah, I'll do it then. Yeah. Okay.
And then we have our board policy committee. So this is a trustee, 1 or 2, who volunteered to read over they're usually quarterly manual maintenance updates for our board policies that come out from CSBA. Every now and then they do a special run, and that usually has to do with like a couple of policies or backup documents, administrative regs based on a specific law and a timeline.
I can continue doing that for another year unless someone has a burning desire that that's really their goal in life.
Thank you, Sarah, for stepping up to the plate for us.
Amy and I also read those and go through them with you, so it's fun. And then we have our district curriculum council, and again, oftentimes we have 2 trustees, and it's always okay if both trustees ever attend any of our district committees together.
Elva, did you want to continue on that one?
If nobody else wants to, I
Yeah.
would love to still
Okay,
be on there.
perfect. And then Sarah, did you want to continue on that one?
No,
No? Okay. So just put
I loved it, but I just less meetings.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my capacity might be full too.
And then district safety committee,
Who's been on that one currently?
Cindy.
Cindy. Is that something you're still able to? If not, Cindy, when do those meetings take place?
We usually have 4 of those, and those start a little bit later, and just because they go a little bit longer, we have 4 of those. I believe we've been starting those at 4:30. Yeah.
Looks like 3:30 to 5.
3:30 to 5 on
I
the
think
safety
it's-
one?
I think it's like 3:30.
Moving it.
Move, swapping them, yeah, to
Yeah,
4:30.
if we could do a switch with the times, then
To 4:30, that
yes,
works for you?
That would probably be something that I would be able to
Perfect.
commit to
Okay.
and try
Yes.
to make us.
We'll do that.
Cindy?
And then for our district benefits committee in years when one is convened, and I believe we will be convening one this year.
Like to be on that one, possible?
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have a second trustee who might want to be on that as well?
I'll be a backup for him.
and Sarah. Okay, perfect. Thank you. We don't need to take a vote for these. These are our ad hoc committees.
The safety committee,
Mhm.
you're going to be doing it, but I could be her backup.
Elva, back up for safety?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So moving on to 2.6, approval of resolution 25.12.17, designating authorized agents. If I can please get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve 2.6.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 5-0.
Okay, today in closed session, we have item 3.1, potential litigation of Government Code Section 54956.8, public employee performance evaluation, the Government Code Section 54957, and the conference with labor negotiators under conference Government Code Section 54957.6, and 3.4, public employee appointments, employment evaluation, and discipline dismissals under Government Code Section 54957. Do we have any public comments regarding closed session items?
Do not.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn the closed session, please?
To adjourn to closed session.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 5-0.
Okay, see everybody afterwards. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Santa Rosa Union School District Board meeting. During closed session, the board voted to approve an unpaid leave of absence for employee number 159936. The vote was 4-0. Give me 1 second. Okay, next we have approval of consent agenda items 6.1 to 6.4. If I can please get a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
Okay. Okay, next we have our school district spotlight, John Gutierrez Middle School.
Good evening. Oh, they even
Just
taught me
as
how
a
to use it.
reminder, for these microphones, you don't
I
have to
have
hold it
Can you hear?
close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing great. Good evening. We'd like to welcome you to John Gutierrez Middle School. I'm Tina Ramos. I'm our school principal. We also have Miss Natalia Macias right over there, with the camera here. Thank you for being here today. I have the privilege of welcoming 3 of our incredible Bobcats here tonight who are going to speak to you about some of the incredible things we have going on here at JGMS. They are here representing our ASB, our arts program, as well as our robotics and engineering program. So without further ado, I have Alondra Isararas, Isaac Ortiz Ramos, and Sammy Berlinga.
Hi, my name is Alondra Isararas. I'm in 7th grade and I am an ASB member. Wow Week. Wow Week was our first event and Spirit Week of the year. We had various different dress-up days and different activities during lunch to help welcome our new 6th graders. ASB officers. This year we have 4 new amazing ASB officers who are Lana Garcia as our president, Alondra Moran as our vice president, Mireli Rivera as our secretary, and Escaret Garcia as our treasurer. And lastly, we have our amazing ASB director, Ms. Cynthia Chavez, who makes it all possible. Castle Conference. This year was my first year attending the Castle Conference, and it was truly amazing. We learned new ways on how to become better leaders, and we even had some of my fellow classmates present about our honorable bingo and our ways of advertisement. Student versus staff volleyball. Student versus staff volleyball took place in the gym. It was an exciting event where all students were engaged. This time around, the student players were the 8th grade girls volleyball team, and they ended up winning.
Hi, my name is Isaac Ortiz, and a unique tradition at JGMS is our yearly beach trip. This trip allows students to enjoy the beach with friends and staff. Students love this tradition because it gives them opportunities to try new activities that they may have never done before. Another beloved tradition at JGMS is the bowling trip. This trip gathers students to bond with one another through the fun activity of bowling. The arcade allowed students to work through creative games together. Robotics and engineering. These classes allow students to create and innovate by practicing grit. Most recently, we completed our cyborg challenge, where we built helmets that signaled to the user where to go. These helmets were built using double pull, double throw switches, resistors, and 3D printing. I'm also part of a team along with Sofia Ardalejo that repairs valuable equipment for MCOE's orthopedic impairment program. The adaptive switch seen in my hand allows students with disabilities to operate devices. Sophia and I disassembled and repaired this adaptive switch. We redesigned the adaptive switch to be more durable, allowing students to continue communication with their peers and teachers. This would have taken $300 to replace, and now it works again because of the skills learned in robotics and engineering taught by Mr. Howerton, who invites you to stop by and view students working hard and innovating.
Hello, my name is Sammy Berlinga. I'm in 8th grade in Miss Isaac and Miss Fox's mixed media class. Today I have the honor to speak to you about the great world of art at JGMS. I have been in art for my 6th and 8th grade years. I appreciate that JGMS allows us to express ourselves through different ways in art. Miss Isaac always encourages and allows us to give our opinions in lessons and gives us the best advice to grow as artists. Currently, our advanced art and mixed media classes are working on the latest mural, which will be outside of our gym. It is designed by our 8th grader named Julissa Roja and inspired by an artist Beatriz Milajas, who's focused on line patterns. The great thing about our mural is that it's vibrant and uplifting just like JGMS. We invite all of you to come and view our mural when we have completed our masterpiece. Thank you.
Kindness Week. Kindness Week was a week to remind our students to be kind. We had a series of different activities during lunch, such as a kindness contract, a kindness tree, and kindness bracelets. Winter Formal. Just this last Friday, we had our third night event of the year, the Winter Formal. We had a DJ, photo booth, and snack bar, and even our 2025 Duke and Duchess, Prince and Prince, and lastly, King and Queen. It was an amazing night of dancing, laughter, and fun. December upcoming events. This December, we have a couple upcoming events, which include basketball season, music winter concert, winter spirit week, and game day. We would like to also invite you all to our winter concert on December 16th from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m.
A special thanks to our beloved JGMS staff. We truly appreciate all your efforts in making the school a beloved place for students. You make school feel less like a job and more like a home. Everyone feels welcome and is eager to learn because of your valuable efforts. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your presentation. Do you guys have your parents here you want to introduce or any family that came with you? Yeah. Do you mind stepping up and saying their name and introducing them?
My mom, Paz Ramos.
My sister, Andrea Sararas.
My mom and my nana, Gloria and Laura.
Well, thank you, families, for showing up and supporting. You guys did an amazing job. It's great to see all the great things that are happening, especially like about the kindness and kind of treating each other with the respect and just the activities. Do some board members want to share some thoughts?
I just want to say that the presentation was really, really good. You guys showed a lot of confidence in your presentation. And I also like all the events that's going on, beach, robotics, art, the winter dance that's coming. Is it a winter dance or? Yes, okay. And then your basketball. Hopefully I can get into seeing some of your basketball games and stuff. So you did a really good job, and I'm really proud of this school and the whole district, and especially proud of you for standing up and showing your courage to present. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. Your presentation was awesome. The programs that you guys are doing here is just phenomenal. You're doing a lot of different things, and that's what we need to do is keep, all the students here engaged. And the fact that you're doing great things and fun things really motivates me to be a board member, to be honest with you. I think we can all agree the reason we're here is to support you guys, and the families. I want to thank the staff, for creating a great system here at John Gutierrez. And as I say, John Gutierrez, I'm thinking of my buddy looking down from heaven and saying, you know what? Traditions are continuing. The greatness of the schools continues. So continue the great work you do in his memory and all the memory of all the great staff that have been through the school. So thank you very, very much for doing what you do, and please continue doing so. There are fifth graders and fourth graders who are going to be coming to the school in a few years. What you do now impacts them. So create great programs, build that bridge, and continue the great work. Thank you.
And if we can take a quick picture with the students and the parents too. For the parents and students, you can either stay, or if you want to take this moment to leave, that's totally okay as well. We still have a long meeting, which if you want to stay, that's great. But if not, we'll give you guys a couple of minutes to walk. You guys want to go anywhere? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming though. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to 8.1. Do we have any comments from SRTA?
We do not.
Okay. From CSEA?
We do not.
Okay. Superintendent's cabinet.
Okay, we actually are going to start with see what order we're in. We're going to start with our Director of Special Education and Student Services, Miss Melanie Grundy. We'll work this one.
Perfect. I figured it out how to turn on the mic. I just have a short update, really. We got to have our special education all sped PLC today and celebrated, did a lot of really fun festivities just to celebrate all the hard work that they've done so far this year. And we also reviewed medical billing and just making sure we're going out on the holiday break being caught up so we can come back and be ready to go. We also, I had brought to the board the Woodcock-Johnson 5 assessments that we're transitioning into, and it's all digital. So we worked on that and did some coaching around that today. They're very excited, right? Because they don't have to do all the paper protocols, right? So we also went over just scanning, testing protocols, and really moving away from collecting all that paperwork, but making sure that it's been digitalized and then moving forward with it all being online. Let's see, we had a good sized team attend last week a special education training around inclusion and belonging. I enjoyed the day. I got to be a lot of the colleagues up here and also got to bring some school site principals. We were able to really look at what's happening in special ed, how we can do even more pieces to include our students, and did some really good frontward planning. And there's 2 additional trainings for the remainder of this year. So it's a lot of like work happening outside, and then we get to go back and collaborate. So excited about that. That's the update for me.
Any questions? No, thank you for the update.
And then we'll go to our Director of School Climate and Engagement, Dr. Summer Prather-Smith.
Good evening. Just a quick update on our town hall. I'll be bringing you more in depth. I've spent the last couple days going through everybody, through all the information. So we had a total of 144 participants between parents, students, and staff. Lots of appreciation for the work being done across our district. So that's always great to hear. From the summary that I'm working on at this point, kind of a couple of key focuses come forward for us to start focusing on for our next town hall. Morning supervision, allowing students to go outside at a couple of our sites where there's been challenges with supervision. Couple of requests for like a SPED parent preview day where special education students would have the opportunity at the start of the year to come in, meet their teachers, and get kind of acclimatized to their school site. So I'll be working with the special education team around that. And then parents are really asking for kind of a get to know you for the school staff. So I'm going to be working with our site administrators to put together kind of a, hey, here's everybody in our site with maybe some pictures and a little bit about what those jobs are that we can get out to our parents so that when they come onto our campuses, they know who those are, who the staff are. There's more, and I'll bring you more, but I was really excited to see that we almost doubled our numbers from our first one. So, and lots of new parents who were there with us as well. I'm also excited. I think I shared with you that I had applied for the $100,000 restorative practice grant through the Department of Ed, which we received for Gavilan View Middle School. And Ms. Antuna and I were able to meet this week and finalize that plan. I'm really excited that Coach Al with Mindset Academy, who came and worked with us last year, is going to be able to come on with his team and fulfill the requirements of that grant. So he's kind of known throughout California, has been part of some of the work that's happened in our district previously. So I'm really excited to have Mindset Academy come in and take on that grant, which will be over the next 2 years. So I'll be bringing you more details. Al will come in and do a presentation as we start to implement in January. Also, I want to thank Mr. Grant Howerton. We put forward an opportunity to participate, and I had shared a little bit with you already, Destination Imagination, which is a design-based program where kids get to go in and do design challenges, really trying to focus on are students who have specific skills around problem solving. And so we put it out to the district to see if any of our teachers were interested in taking on a team. Mr. Howerton stepped up and took 2 teams here. And so he'll be taking 2 teams to the regional tournament, which will happen in Clovis, February 28th. It's funny because I'm laughing because the regional tournament happens in Clovis and the world tournament happens in Kansas. I'm like, those aren't the greatest places, but so everybody will go to the regional tournament. If they place at the regional tournament, they'll bring forward their project that they've been working on, and then they'll have an on-the-spot design challenge that they'll participate in. The teams who place will get the opportunity to go to the state tournament, which is also actually in Clovis as well, in March, April timeframe, and then moving on from there. And then just lastly, I want to do a couple of thank yous. First to the special education team. We've had some really, really challenging cases the last couple of weeks. And so really being able to partner and work together to make sure that all of our students are successful. And I was sharing with Melanie before this, I got a call. One of those students is a foster student, and I got a call from his placement today, just really appreciative of all the work that went into making sure that he was successful in that placement. A big thank you to Blanca, our community liaison, who has been working tirelessly to promote our coat drive, which is still going. If anybody would like to donate coats or blankets, our donations are low, but also opened up a clothing closet for our families to come in over the last several days to get warm clothing for the winter, as well as has been scheduling with individual families to make sure that they have their family care plan in place in case there is any sort of family separation. So thank you to Blanca and all the work that she's doing there, and then the coat drive. So thank you.
Thank you for the update. Yeah, the town hall was really great. It was, you can tell the parents were excited about sharing their input and giving their ideas, and you could really feel like it was a safe space and people were just able to kind of share that. So thank you to the staff and team for putting that together. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Okay. And our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Becky Moore.
Thank you. In our ed services, right now we are working, I shouldn't say we, I should say all of our teachers are working right now administering our DIBELS mid-year assessment. So we had done the beginning of year, and now we'll be able to see student growth from beginning of year to mid-year. That's happening through winter break. And then following winter break, our students will take their iReady benchmarks. So we should have a good idea of student progress by the time we get to February, which is when I'll be bringing the LCAP mid-year report. Debbie Campbell and I have been working on that. I'm also going to be here tomorrow with our teachers, with Ms. Ramos and Ms. Macias and potentially Elva for our learning walks. Those will be tomorrow morning at 8:30. So I'm excited to be in classrooms and see students at work. It's my happy place. And then with all of our team, we're working on our professional development day, finalizing all those last minute details because that will take place January 12th, right when we return from winter break. We have sent out the tentative outline, but we need to just finalize the spaces. And I'm meeting with our teacher leaders tomorrow in order to prepare for their grade level collaboration time. Oh, and the principals will be with Summer and someone who is coming to support
Love you
her.
guys.
Love you guys.
Foundation.
Love you guys Foundation to do a safety training around the reunification process should there be a big event where we would need to reunify students and families. Yes. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you. To the board of the superintendent, Mr. Neil Patel.
You know, it's I think a few months ago I made a statement regarding shootings in Salinas and how one of my students was shot and killed. And here we go again on last Friday when another one of my students was shot and killed. And as an educator, you know, it's traumatic in sense of what it does to the overall classroom and staff, and especially the student body of any school. But what I noticed, it doesn't just filter into our school. All the other schools are talking about it as well. And so, I'm always trying to be solution oriented, and I think this board has done a great job over the years of trying to protect everything we have, from officers to probation officers to on-site shooting drills, cameras, fences, gates. We're trying to do everything possible to protect, and yet the hardest thing it is we can't control what happens outside of our boundaries, outside of our campuses. And so I don't know what else to do. I'm just frustrated, angry, saddened. My heart goes out to both the families from a few months ago, Edgar and Ethan Rodriguez, who passed away on Friday. He was my second period student. And, I don't know what else to do except to continue to do what we do. And that is participate, volunteer, guide. Um, people say, what do you do? I said, I'm an educator. But after this long soul searching this week, I think the proper term is we are the providers of hope. And I really mean that. I think students come to us, parents come to us, community comes to us, and we're the ones who are trying to provide a better future, a better guidance, a better tomorrow. And that goes for all the staff. And so, even though it pained me to go back to school on Monday, knowing that there's a lot of sadness and a lot of drama going on, we have to show up. We have to continue the fight. So, that's all I want to share with my board and to our residents of Santa Rita, is that we can never tolerate this, and we need to continue to fight every day. Get out there, volunteer, coach, teach, be a community member, be a community organizer, be a staff member, get in the game, because the game involves all of us and it's life and death at times. So, as disappointed as I am, as sad as I am, I'm always hopeful that I see all these great people around me who continue to go in and day out to provide that hope. So I want to say thank you to the staff, administrators, teachers, admins for Santa Rita. You are the providers of hope. Continue to do what you do. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Patel. Ms. Salarino?
Thank you, Neil. I'm very saddened by what you've had to go through and the families of those children. But yes, so I had the opportunity to go to town hall meeting on Monday, and it was a great pleasure to be there and be there with parents. Oh, there were I recognized some from the first town hall meeting. I recognized new parents there, and I really like the organization of it. Not only what we were there to help the parents and to communicate and the children, but I really like the organization where you had a place for the kids to go. And the kids were excited because they had two places to go to. And so they were very excited to be, away from us. And I guess we were excited to be away from them. So we could, continue with our work with these town hall meetings. But it was very well received, and it was just a very eye opener. And I'm looking forward to the next one in February, I believe. And that was on Monday. On Tuesday last night, I went to the Gavilan View Middle School concert. And I'll tell you, we have to give kudos to the whole staff there, but especially for Mrs. Gailey. Yes, she's amazing. I don't know, she had 4 different groups performing at different times, and how she does it all amazes me. And this year, she I guess, proposed to the kids. You know, it's been 5 years, well, since COVID, that they had a jazz group going. So, so she, presented the kids, and they did a phenomenal job. All of them, all of them did. And then the choir was exceptional too. And of course, we all sang the Christmas carols, and we got to see Santa Claus. So that was great. So kudos to Mrs. Galing, because she really does a lot, and to the whole staff there and the kids, especially the kids. So yeah, it was nice. And that's all I have. And I'm probably going to go tomorrow to the learning walks, and on Friday, the presentation, Christmas presentation at New Republic. So I've got my hands full, but I love it. This is a great time of year.
Okay, thank you for attending. I attended the town hall as well. It was really good that we're creating this culture of engagement. That's kind of sometimes new for parents, not familiar. So I'm really looking forward to more of that. Dr. Alderman?
As Ms. Ariano mentioned, it's a busy time of year. It's a festive time of year. We have lots of events going on. And so for anyone watching or in the public, check our district website. Our calendar on the front page list out some of those events. We have our winter concert at La Jolla coming up tomorrow, then New Republic and McKinnon. Next week, Miss Koenig and her staff at Santa Rita Elementary have their Winter Wonderland event, and that's a community-wide event to come in and see some amazing winter magic that'll happen there at Santa Rita Elementary School. So, and I know we're partnering with our Councilman Sandoval to also have a Christmas movie as part of the event again. That was a big hit last year, so we're bringing that back. I talked with our board recently. We've had some of our Santa Rita family members who have passed away. And so in January, we're going to honor those staff and former board members who have passed away. So we received a couple months ago that Miss Kay Del Bono had passed, and then most recently Miss Rhonda Velez and Mr. John Trapani. And so just recognizing that once you're part of the Santa Rita family, you are always part of the Santa Rita family. And so the loss of these individuals are going to be recognized for our board meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to public comments on non-agenda items. Members of the public may now address the board regarding matters not on the board agenda. There will be a 2-minute time limit per person, a total of 20 minutes time limit on public comments. There's no ceding one time to other person.
We have one public comment for non-agenda, Mr. Chance Holsworth.
Yes, make sure it's green.
It's green. All right. So I'm Chance Holsworth, and just saying, I'm sorry, kind of caught me off guard with the John Trapani. I actually hadn't heard that. We're kind of going back. That goes back to this date because I started Gathering View in 2008, and I'm here to talk about fencing. And okay, sorry. Our fencing team actually started in 2009 with another colleague of John Trapani and mine, Stan Wyman, started the fencing team at Gathering View. If you don't know the history of it, we've actually had fencing in our district for 17 years, which is pretty amazing. Stan started the fencing team, I think it was my second year at Gathering View, and I realized he was starting a sword fighting team. I'm like, okay, hold on. I've never done this before, but I've coached before, so I'll help you coach if I can learn the sport. And I started off 2 days ahead of the kids, and then on I think the third years when 8th grade opened up here at John Gutierrez and Stan came over here, he started a fencing team at John Gutierrez, and we've had 2 fencing teams basically ever since in our district, which has been pretty awesome. And it's a unique experience for our kids. It's a great thing. And there was some struggles that started to kind of happen with the fencing program. Since COVID, the teams are getting smaller and smaller. There's been difficulty getting kids, especially since I wasn't teaching 6th grade anymore, which made it more challenging. And then this last year, we had a shed that was leaking, and we ended up having a lot of our equipment get damaged. And Miss Graham's helping me coach at Gathering View, and we actually thought we might not have a fencing team anymore, which was not exactly a happy thought, but we talked to Jake Flores, and he talked to the district office, and the district office was really supportive and wanted us to do it. You guys helped fund so much equipment and made it to where we could actually have a team again this year. And we actually had the biggest team that we've had in years. I want to say like at least 7 or 8 years. We probably had our largest team at Gavilan View. And Stan Wyman retired a few years ago. And if you guys know, the person that took over at John Gutierrez is Nathan Milgram, who's this great guy. He actually runs a nonprofit. I mean, he's a very serious fencer. Gives me some um, anxiety coaching against him because this guy's good and knows his stuff well. But he runs a nonprofit called Fence the Bay out of San Jose and really pushes to try and get fencing programs expanding. He saw that there was a need at John Gutierrez, helps coach there. He's trying to get a program starting at Rancho also. But we worked with him. We kind of helped us pivot to a different version of fencing, EPI, which we actually found, I think, works better for our programs and for our kids. And we had a great year. It had one of the best years that I can remember fencing. It was a great experience. The kids had a great experience. We had a tournament at Rancho San Juan High School at the end of the year to culminate it. And it was just awesome. And I want to thank the district office. I want to thank the board for your support. And because right now I'm looking forward to another 17 years of fencing. And I wasn't sure that was going to be a thing. The bell's ringing, so I have to leave. But
You want to finish any final thoughts?
yeah,
that was
I think I
okay.
summed it up.
Okay.
Final thoughts are thank you. Because yeah, it really is good to have. I'm looking forward to 17 more years.
Okay.
And where it really was only probably just a few months ago that I thought, well, it's done. And this program that started 17 years ago wasn't going to continue, and it is. And I'm just pretty happy and excited about it. So just thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for your comments.
Just say something real quick to that. I just want to say, part of that is I get so much joy. You guys practice right outside my window, all those practices. And I feel like I might be able to coach fencing pretty soon because I'm listening and watching and I'm like, okay, I got it. So no, thank you to you, Champs, too. I mean, I really do enjoy. Part of the reason I love when I came back to this district being so close to the Gavilan View campus is to have that daily connection. And so I hear you with the kids. I hear the students responding. I see kiddos that had a rough day. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
If I'm not there, she'd run it without me. Man. She's meaner than I am too. She's great.
Great job.
And Chance also, I like your shirt where it says, where it says fencing on there. Hey, that just shows how dedicated you are. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Do we have any public comments regarding agenda items?
We do not.
Really quickly, when you mentioned that comment about where the district office is at, and I'm like, that is so true. Because the other district offices are like far away from the school sites. It would feel awkward for me if our district site was not so close to school. Yeah.
Yeah. Walk out and just hang with kids whenever you want. Like,
Yeah, because you'd feel very disconnected, I think, if it was all separate. Yeah, okay. 10.1 is an informational discussion item, approval of the top 3 MCSBA Excellence in Education Award nominations.
Thank you. We had shared originally the list with everyone at our last meeting. And so this is our evening for selecting which 3 that our Santa Rita School Board would like to recommend as the final nominees.
So for me, I definitely want to recommend Centro Binacional. And I don't know if the 2 board members have other suggestions that they would like to include.
I would like to, I was looking at the previous winners and, trying to make sure, we are recognizing everyone. For me, the top 2 were restorative justice, conflict resolution, that we need that, especially here in Salinas, The other one was Salinas Valley Memorial Clinic. It goes around Salinas and provides free health care for anyone, regardless of their legal status. It helps provide, sports clearances for high school students who can't afford to see their own doctors. And, with the budget cuts happening, with the additional cuts in premiums, increasing premiums, I think a lot of people, have to turn to a mobile clinic that provides free services, especially for our young. And they're based in the high schools. And so they're accessible. They go to various school sites. And the other one, obviously, like I said, was restorative justice. We have a lot of conflict resolution that needs to go on in Salinas so we can prevent more atrocities from happening.
And was there any one that you were?
Well, no, the restorative justice was one, and then the one that you mentioned also, but The one that always comes to mind for me is always the trafficking one.
Mhm.
So yeah, those, so how many?
So we get three. So it sounds like the ones were kind of the central, the restorative, and then the trafficking.
Whether there's any other ones that
Yeah.
you-
Oh, I think Neil had mentioned the clinic. You said, Nick?
Oh.
Neil?
Yeah,
That's good. Okay, so we'll do those three. So it was the clinic, restorative justice.
Justice and
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm super appreciative of Centro, even at our town hall. The fact that we have translators for that, I mean, yeah, definitely. Okay, action items, approval of the first interim budget for the 2025-26 fiscal year.
Okay, thank you. On behalf of Ms. Rosa Zamudio, I'm going to be going through our presentation that we do for our first interim budget report. And I have this, and we're trusting that I'm going to be able to do this effectively. Perfect. So our first one, let's just very quickly, these are our governor's adopted budget. So these are overarching budget assumptions. So as we go through these, we'll refer back to these this year. For instance, our enrollment declined by 68 students for the current year. And so moving forward, our assumption is based on a decline of 70 students for each of the subsequent years. We always take a conservative approach when we do this. Do want to point out that we have seen our rate of decline decrease, especially with that expansion of our TK students for all 4-year-olds. And a reminder that because we are in declining enrollment, we are now able to do our 3-year average for our ADA funding. And that's to help districts with declining enrollment not hit a cliff, but instead it would be more of a steady adjustment in your budget, up or down, right? Okay, and then we do reflect already that we've seen a 1% increase due in large part to our Saturday School ADA recovery program. And we've got some increase in our state revenue, and most of that are some one-time funds, of course. So about $1.2 million, mainly due to our student support block grant. That's a little over $900,000. The additional funds for learning recovery that will time out this year, around $270K, and then that $100,000 restorative justice grant. And just to be reminded, one-time funds. And while there's talk of additional one-time funds coming out from the state, we're going to remain conservative because you never base a budget on hope. It's not a good strategy. So these form our foundations as we move forward to our next slide. It's the other button. Got it. Okay. All right, so in talking about our Fund 01, we're going to dive right into our LCFF funding. So we've saw an increase here due to new enrollment projections. That's based on that October count and our actual enrollment. We did decline by 68 students, but it's important to note that slowing down of our decline compared to, say, prior year, we had declined by 98 students. So again, though, we're using that 70 student moving forward just to have that conservative approach. Our federal revenue, we saw an increase in federal funds, mainly due to an increase for our Title I with new CDE projections for 25-26, and that was for approximately $435,000. And then our other state income, mainly due to those new grants, that student support block grant, 913, 65K, and then additional one-time allowance for that learning recovery grant of around 268K, and then the additional 100K for the restorative justice practices grant. Also another 50,000 in additional funds for the universal pre-K. And then we saw some savings to certificated salaries, and particularly due to attrition, vacancies not filled, employees leaving the district, retirees. And the same for our classified salaries. We saw a little bit of savings, and then just that little bit of increase for moving forward to this year. So it kind of balances out to a slight increase for each of those. Benefits savings, we saw quite a bit on, but just want to remind everyone that's due in part for vacancies, but also in part that when we are recruiting to fill a vacancy, our financial department, you estimate benefits calculations at the highest family rate. And then when an employee onboards and they select their actual plan. So that's a line that we often see some savings, and it's based on the individuals that we hire and the plans that they do select. We saw some increases in contract services, capital outlay, materials and supplies, in part due to increased services for our special education students and contract services with the increased enrollment for our ELOP program, as well as some, in part, insurance increases, and then some construction projects that if they're not completed in the prior fiscal year, then the part remaining would, of course, get moved to the current fiscal year. And then in our 7,000 line there, we do see an increase to the new projection as well from MCOE on the bill back for our students enrolled in county special education programs. Okay. And then, so this slide basically is outlining our categories within our ending fund balance, including our board approved 17% reserve that we keep on hand. It's also really important to note here when we look at those two lines for our LCAP ending fund balance that now any end of year savings found in LCAP funds must be reallocated to the current LCAP. So those aren't funds that we could spend elsewhere. We're required to move them into our current year LCAP. And then just that reminder that part of maintaining this healthy reserve, yes, we will have to do some plan reductions to be able to do it, but this is on hand here for in the case of economic uncertainty or any deferred payments that may come about during such an event. Okay, and then here is our multi-year projection slide. And again, we'll remind everybody, we always take a conservative approach here. And so you'll see that many of our one-time funds, they're sunsetting after this school year. So at the end of this fiscal year, so our learning recovery, educator effectiveness, student support block grant, we have to work on the assumption that those are indeed going to sunset accordingly. So this creates a significant visual drop heading into 2026-27 and then the subsequent 27-28 school year. Everyone who's been with us throughout this whole thing, you know that we've been planning for the expiration of these one-time funds and working in advance of that. So we began our work early to reduce projected deficits. And so already at this point, we have realized approximately $1 million in savings through both staff attrition and then reduced contract services compared to the prior year. With the sunsetting of learning recovery funds at the end of this year, this is where we're looking to reduce in current year $2 million more, and those savings would then be incorporated. You'll see that reflected over in the 26-27 budget. Then what we'll need to do there in our 26-27 is we'll need to reduce another $1 million from our unrestricted funds, and that's going to hinge on keeping our reserves at our 17%. And again, assuming there's no additional cash flow coming to us from any new grants or anything. And then in 27-28, we're going to need to reduce an additional $1 million, and that would just be to maintain our overall budget balance with all of our assumptions in place and holding true. And so all of these reductions that you see that we're going to take across the multi-year projection, they're phased, they're planned, they're aligned with our long-term commitment to remain financially stable while maintaining those strong core services to our students. So that's always been essential. So identifying some of those temporary things that we brought in with those temporary monies, making sure that the programs and the staffing that we need to have for Santa Rita to meet the needs of our students are firmly in place. Okay. And then this next one, this is, of course, our ASB fund report, student-driven revenue and expenditures. No major changes here beyond those typical activity levels. Small reduction that was requested from our sites with contract services, a little less than $10,000. We review ASB regularly with our school sites to ensure compliance and fiscal responsibilities. And this is where our schools do their fundraising, like t-shirt sales, the restaurant programs we do with Panda and Angry Chicks and Panera, those things, as well as the on-school campus things like the snack bars, walkathons, yearbooks, tacos and baked potatoes, and all of those wonderful things. And so the sites use these to help cover costs for different field trips or assemblies that they bring in, different student incentives, their promotion items that they have for students, family events, dances. And I know at our town hall, we talked about the weekly newsletters that are going out. And so all of our sites are focused on when they have those large school-wide fundraisers, that they're sharing the results of those fundraisers and some of the planned activities with parents so that they know where those wrapping paper purchases and candy or cookie dough and all of those things are going. And then slide 7, this is our cafeteria fund, Fund 13. New revenue projections are changes based on new student participation in our breakfast and lunch program, as well as new funding projection based on our current overall student enrollment. Cafeteria fund remains stable and reflects that participation change and the increase in operating costs as well, though. We continue monitoring those reimbursement rates and student participation, which directly affect Fund 13. And currently reflecting some savings in salary and benefits, again, due to some of that attrition and vacancies. We do see some increase in expenses due to repairs we were able to do. Some amazing professional development opportunities for staff, the introduction of better quality water dispensers, the equipment that we need for our new student ID cards, and different compliance services that our nutrition department is bringing in. It was also really great at the town hall that we had Chuck and Ashley there to share out the ongoing benefits of our partnership with Chef Ann and some of the farm to table things and partnerships that we're putting into place with some of our local providers like Esperanza Farm. So a lot of great things going on in the cafeteria fund reflected here in that budget too. For the next one, we've got our Fund 14 deferred maintenance. So these are our facility repairs and updates. And as projects move forward, expenditures here, these are based on ensuring safety, compliance, preservation of our buildings. These are the ones that are done in-house. The board set aside this fund for just general beautification activities. So a lot of times it's some materials and supplies that they need. It's some overtime hours heading into breaks and getting those things planned where they can get in and do some of those works like fixing a rusty spot on a gutter or things like that, or some paint that needs to be replenished, and it's easy to do during a break. And then Fund 21, this is our expenditures aligned with our voter approved bond projects, of which one is here at John Gutierrez Middle School. We just had our grand opening for those 6 new classrooms. So this one's tracking those expenditures aligned with our voter approved bond projects and the spending based on the board approved project list and construction timelines there. And so, for instance, we've got, I mentioned our 6 classrooms, and then we'll do the garden relocation project here at John Gutierrez. That's about $2.5 million. And then up next is our modular restroom structure at La Jolla, and that's about $571,000. And then what you'll see, and you'll see it across this year and into our next fiscal year, will be the cost of those 11 classrooms and the flex lab for Gavilan View Middle School. And so you'll see there that ending fund balance will move forward to the 26-27 to complete any work on that project as we pass into July. So for our Fund 25, this is where we hold our developer fee revenue, and it's used strictly for growth-related facility needs. And the activity, of course, would fluctuate based on local development patterns. And this revenue is gained from any local construction within the district boundaries that qualify for developer fees. And we update this as any funds are brought in through this stream. And we use these mainly for our contract and legal services related to new construction. And Fund 35, this captures funding for our major capital projects that are outside of bond or developer fee sources. And so this year, our adjustments we include for our annual school facilities needs analysis study and architect fees, especially as we move into any new construction related to WASP and that West Area specific development as that moves forward, hopefully soon. And as always, these are just the acronyms for the standardized account code structure.
Any questions or comments from the board?
I appreciate the conservative nature of looking at revenue over the next 3 years. You know, the COLA, once again, you know, I don't count on it necessarily. Our state's economy is, you know, our state funding is based on the state economy, and headwinds are, most people are projecting that 2026, you know, we should have some type of adjustment, maybe in the negative range. So I'm glad that our board is pursuing a very conservative approach to it and being realistic. And so I just, you know, I think we need to tighten our belts and continue to do so for the next 2 years minimum, and continue to keep an eye on the expenses, because that's the only thing we can control. Revenues are not something we have any say in. So we need to continue to do what we're doing and be conservative, extremely conservative. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. No question for me because a lot of the stuff we had already discussed from the versus just kind of an update. So it is an action item, I believe.
It
Yeah,
is.
can I please get a motion to approve?
First.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Captain.
Motion 3-0.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. Approval of agreement with University of Mass Global.
Thank you. This is an agreement, updated agreement or renewal agreement with University of Massachusetts Global. We partner with multiple colleges and universities to provide clinical practice fieldwork within our district. And so this agreement would allow that type of partnership for teachers, ed specialists, which are special ed teachers, school psychologists, school counselors, and potentially administrators. And we always want to have these partnerships so that we're bringing in potential employees.
Get a motion to approve?
Keep bringing more and more and more. Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
Okay, this 11.3 is approval for a contract for a school nurse.
Perfect. This is my item. It's what it sounds like. It's a contract for a school nurse. We are actively still, we have it posted and are still hiring or wanting to hire a Santa Rita employed nurse. But nurses are hard to find right now. So we're very excited. This nurse is bilingual and from the community and just very invested in this community. So we're very excited about this applicant.
Get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
Okay, 11.4 is approval of memorandum of understanding between SRUSD and SRTA regarding additional special ed credential authorization tuition reimbursements.
I only have one. Claudia. Let me see what this is. Here. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so this is an agreement between SRTA and the district regarding tuition reimbursement for special ed credentials. As we know, special ed employees are hard to find, and it's important for us to be able to have that pipeline going to be able to have qualified employees. So the district would reimburse the employee up to $2,000 upon submitting proof to the district of successful completion of their added authorization, and it's a temporary tuition reimbursement program.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
So our next regular board meeting will be January 14th, 2025. Is there any suggested future board items?
Last time I checked, I think we talked about December checking out our battery and solar. Did we ever follow up on that?
So it's on target. I think at our last meeting, it was still on target to be done for the end of December. They were running their final checks while we're out on our winter break. Will be the last of the just circle back around and make sure they're all working properly. And then after we have that for a couple of months, the board had requested that we give an assessment of how is that affecting our bills. So we'll bring that back once we have a couple months worth of data on what kind of difference that's made for us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and just want to wish everybody a happy holidays and enjoy the holiday break over the next couple of weeks. And remember, there's a coat drive. Costco has really good deals on jackets. Last year, are we purchasing a lot of jackets this year as well? Yeah. Yeah. So I think last time, I think there's jackets for like $25, $35 are pretty good quality. So for anybody in the public or here as well. So
All age groups?
Yeah, we take all sizes. Yeah, all age groups, all sizes. We'll make sure they go to a great home. If there's, and just put out there for the community, if a jacket isn't possible and there's another new item you'd like to donate, we'll make sure that it goes to a student in need.
with that, can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
So motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion 3-0.
Okay,
Thank
have a nice evening, everybody.